Here are 10 ways that a Legend of Korra film could fix the series. Number 10, a time skip. I think a time skip of maybe 5 to 10 years would be a good thing for this movie to explore. Korra in her mid to late 20s would align with the majority of Avatar fans who watched the show as kids. And it's around the same amount of time that Korra has been off air since its finale. I think it opens a lot of doors in terms of storytelling potential. We've already seen the direct fallout of Book 4 in the comics. Number 9, more movers. This might seem like a small thing, but Nuktuk was one of my favorite things from the original show. And it only makes sense that things would progress and become an entire industry. Bolin deserves more roles, and I think that we should see him shine as an actor. Number 8, bring back the Equalists. This may seem weird based on how Book 1 ended, but they were the original villains, and it always seemed kind of weird that they just went away after they were defeated. It only makes sense in my opinion to bring them back, at least in some capacity, to give this entire series some finality. Number 7, Earth Kingdom elections. In the comics, the Earth Kingdom begins transforming into a democracy, but Wu remains king for the time being as many places in the Earth Kingdom weren't ready for independence. I'd like to see the point where King Wu steps down and perhaps maintains a symbolic role and the Earth Kingdom becomes the Earth Republic or whatever. Number 6, more master airbenders. If a 5-year time gap is assumed, Iki would be 16 and Milo 14, and would probably be the perfect age to receive their tattoos. Kai would be 19 and Opal around 25, so they could be candidates for tattoos also. Rohan would be around 9 years old, which would put him in the same age as Milo in Book 4. We'd know for sure whether Katara's prediction was right, and whether he's an airbender or a non-bender. Number 5, give Mako the justice he deserves. Mako was given the worst ending by far. His ex-girlfriend started dating each other, he had his arm broken, and instead of despising Prince Wu, he doesn't mind working for him. That's about it. I would like for Mako to have some sort of ending or reconciliation. Maybe becoming chief of police if Lin decides to retire. Number 4, bring back ZAHEER/KUVIRA. They did this in Book 4 well, and I think that they should do this for the movie. I think there's maybe more potential in KUVIRA coming back in some capacity, but ZAHEER is the more popular character. I think Korra has always challenged in having interconnected seasons, and it would be an extra challenge for a film, but they should try to work with concepts they've already introduced. Number 3, spirit-human integration. We see a little of this in the comics, but I imagine after a time skip, there would be a lot more to explore with how spirits have integrated into society. Likewise, we begin to see the spirit world being commodified by humans. There is a lot of potential storytelling available, even an entire Book 5 of Korra if they wanted to do that. Number 2, re-establish Korra's relationship to her past lives. This is one of the biggest gripes people have with the series, and if this movie decides to reverse the damage done by Unalaq, especially if they make it a central theme of the movie, I think it would do a lot to alleviate a lot of the sometimes unjustified hate Korra receives. We know the spirits of the avatars reside in the spirit world, so just let them merge with Korra again on some spirit world journey. Also, if spirits can enter the human world, does that mean that the old avatars and people like General Iroh who transcended into the spirit world can return to the human world? Number 1, Asami and Korra. We all know part of the lackluster of Korra's finale was how this couple was revealed. The hints they dropped weren't enough, and the finale scene was deliberately toned down even compared to The Last Airbender. Paramount probably realizes this massive error, and I'm sure we'll get plenty of Korra and Asami moments.